We begin today with the global market implosion that's wiped away trillions worldwide since last week. Stock markets continue their plunge today after the commander-in-chief maintained last week's sweeping tariff plans while China escalated the trade war with heavy tariffs on U.S. exports, sparking fears of a global recession. Major Asian markets led the downfall as investors bet the mounting risk of a recession could see the U.S. Federal Reserve cut interest rates as early as May. Japan's benchmark Nikkei index was down 7.8% at close, while stocks in Hong Kong saw a more than 13% drop, their worst since the 1997 Asian financial crisis. In mainland China, the CSI 300 plummeted over 7%, while in Taiwan, stocks suffered their worst fall on record, tanking nearly 10%. Australia's benchmark index dropped over 4%. And emerging markets in Asia were also underwater, with India's Nifty 50 slipping over 3%. The pain likewise engulfed Europe, with Frankfurt slumping as much as 10% at opening. And similarly, futures for Wall Street's markets were also taking a massive hit, adding to last week's $6 trillion in market losses. The carnage came as President Donald Trump told reporters aboard Air Force One that investors would have to take their medicine and he would not do a deal with China until the U.S. trade deficit was sorted out.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. I spoke to a lot of leaders, European, Asian, from all over the world. They're dying to make a deal, but I said, we're not going to have deficits with your country. We're not going to do that, because to me a deficit is a loss. We're going to have surpluses, or we're at worst going to be breaking even.
The president posted on Truth Social a claim that there was no inflation and asserted that the U.S. was generating billions of dollars per week from existing tariffs. Countries across the world have been scrambling to figure out how to respond to the tariffs, with China already retaliating quickly by imposing a 34% tariff on American exports as of last Friday. Beijing accused Washington of unilateralism, protectionism, and economic bullying with its reciprocal tariffs.
The U.S. is practicing hegemony in the name of reciprocity. It sacrifices the legitimate interests of other countries to serve its own self-interests. Putting the U.S. first over international rules is a typical act of unilateralism, protectionism, and economic bullying.
Meanwhile, experts predict continued volatility in the coming days and weeks, with a short-term resolution to the trade war appearing unlikely. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman also weighed in, warning that President Trump was losing the confidence of business leaders and ignited an economic nuclear winter.
By placing massive and disproportionate tariffs on our friends and our enemies alike, and thereby launching a global economic war against the whole world at once, we are in the process of destroying confidence in our country as a trading partner, as a place to do business, and as a market to invest capital.
So with no clear resolution or relief in sight, global markets face unprecedented volatility as the trade war continues to escalate.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
The Prime Minister Modi.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.